Just took my little Supergirl to the beach.
Wow, I think you need to go on a super diet.
Yuck! Looks like a whale got beached.
Do you really think people want to see your body? Gross.
Think of your daughter. Lose some weight, please.
For the love of God, stop eating, woman.
How did you even get that big?
Ugh, put it away. Nobody wants to see that.
That poor little girl. She's got no hope with a mom like you.
At that moment, as I desperately tried to hold back the tears at the cruel comments, I had never felt so alone, so worthless. I still remember that day, like it was yesterday, because that's when it happened. The moment that changed everything.
Hi, my name is Megan C., and that was back when I weighed over 400 pounds, and my doctor warned me I might not make it through another night. And this is me now, barely recognizable to my family and friends, or even myself whenever I look in the mirror. Because after years of punishing diets, fruitless exercise, and soul-crushing failure, I finally received the answers to my prayers. The discovery of the human body's hidden fat loss switch, which helped me melt away 9 pounds of ugly fat in a matter of days, drop 48 pounds in the first 4 months, 75 pounds in a little over 6 months, and a massive 240 pounds in total. And best of all, I've kept it off ever since. My transformation has been featured in local and global media outlets, and I even appeared on the talk show Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, where I stunned the team and the audience with my weight loss. Added to that, I'm now a qualified personal trainer, having been certified by the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
But it's not just my body, health, and life that's been transformed thanks to this Ivy League discovery of the human body's hidden fat loss switch.
I feel amazing.
This is incredible.
Just wow. It's been a long time since I felt this good.
It's just crazy. I love how easy this is.
This is insane.
I lost over 33 pounds and I feel amazing. I just feel like me again, finally. Megan, thank you.
I've lost 29 pounds and I feel like I can take on the world again.
I've dropped 4 dress sizes already and I'm not finished yet. This has been so exciting to actually find something that works.
I've lost 5 or 6 inches off my waist, my cravings are gone, and my skin is so much clearer now. I'm not having to go on a diet or change anything at all.
I lost 21 pounds already, and I haven't been to the gym because I hate the gym. I haven't changed my diet at all because I hate dieting. I've literally been eating whatever I want, and I've been dropping pounds pretty much every day.
Megan, thank you. I've lost 32 pounds. For the first time in a long, long time, I feel more confident and happy with my body. I have shed 27 pounds. And when I hit my goal weight last week, I stood in front of the mirror and I honestly cried. I was so happy. It's been a long time since I felt this good on both the inside and the outside.
I've lost 37 pounds and it's just changed my life so much. I feel happier. I feel healthier. I feel like I'm finally in control of my weight and my body.
I'm so happy to be receiving messages like these from people all over the world. And as you're about to discover, it's all thanks to my simple 17-second morning ritual, which according to new research from Harvard, Stanford, and Yale, instantly turns on your body's hidden fat loss switch and obliterates stubborn fat like nothing you've ever seen before.
So how did I do all this? First, with a burning desire to not let my daughter grow up without her mom. And second, thanks to a late-night quirk of fate that marked the beginning of a life-changing journey. A journey that promises to turn everything you thought you knew about weight loss on its head. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal what a growing number of Ivy League scientists now believe to be the real root cause of belly fat and unwanted weight gain. This is not something the weight loss industry will want you to know about. It's very unlikely you will have heard about it from your doctor because it has nothing to do with lack of exercise or not having enough willpower. And it definitely doesn't have anything to do with insulin, your thyroid, your genetics, or even the aging process. Instead, as this breakthrough Ivy League research shows, the real root cause of your weight gain is actually something much more sinister. And it's been hiding inside you all along
in a recently discovered organ that 99% of doctors don't even know about.
Scientists have nicknamed it the swamp. And for years, it's been silently bubbling away, forcing you to consistently eat more calories than your body needs, crave sugary, fatty, and processed foods like they're Class A drugs.
store more fat, while at the same time icing over your metabolism so you burn fewer calories every day, meaning you've been destined to grow larger, faster, like a snowball rolling down a hill. Scientists from Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Johns Hopkins, and many more world-class research institutions claim the existence of the swamp finally explains why you pack on belly fat and unwanted weight gain as you age, as well as crushing fatigue that leaves you barely able to drag yourself out of bed each morning, tired, lifeless skin that strips you of your confidence and makes you look and feel decades older, joint discomfort that ruins your mobility and quality of life, poor digestion that leads to uncomfortable bloating, gas, and irregular bathroom habits, a rapidly aging brain that results in forgetfulness, poor memory, and a lack of focus, a low mood that can make life seem like such a struggle, and a soaring risk of weight-related illnesses. But here's the good news. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a simple 17-second morning ritual that helps me drain the swamp and can do the same for you too, allowing you to not only melt 10, 20, 30, or even 100 pounds of stubborn fat from your belly, arms, hips, thighs, and face faster than you could even imagine, but also revitalize every aspect of your health so you can enjoy supercharged energy levels, younger looking skin, thicker, glossier hair, comfortable, more flexible joints, smoother digestion, a sharper mind and memory, a happier mood, and so much more, meaning you can once again start living life with the kind of confidence, vitality, and freedom you used to enjoy before weight gain began to slowly steal them from you. Just like the many thousands of overjoyed men and women right across the country who are now using this simple morning ritual to trigger rapid and sustained fat loss for themselves.
I've actually lost over 60 pounds and I don't look like the same person. I've lost my double chin, I've lost a lot of the flab on my stomach, and my thighs have been decreased. And I've gone from a 2 extra large down to just a large.
It's amazing. I didn't increase my activity at all. It really does work.
I lost 22 pounds, which I'm honestly very happy with. I do feel happier. I do feel more confident, more hopeful for the future for sure.
It has actually shown me how easy it is to lose weight. I also witnessed better sleep, digestion. I feel more energized. Honestly, it's worked for me.
Changed everything, my shape of my face, my body, 35 pounds. I'm telling you, I was size 13, I'm going to a 7.
And don't worry, this isn't about punishing yourself at the local gym, and it's not about counting calories, tracking everything you eat, following any kind of miserable starvation diet, or even sacrificing your favorite foods. In fact, you won't need to cut out any of your favorite foods if you don't want to, because for the first time in your life, what I'm about to share with you actually makes fat loss fast and fun instead of slow and miserable. So I urge you, put away any plans you have on hold for the next few minutes, because in this short presentation, I'm also going to reveal why every diet you have ever tried was doomed to fail, how a Rhode Island mom's shocking poop transplant finally reveals why your weight gain is not your fault, the real reason for the Japanese paradox, where the average Japanese citizen is 40 pounds lighter than the average American, despite eating just as much fast food, and the identity of the swamp, which more and more Ivy League scientists now believe to be the real root cause of belly fat and unwanted weight gain, and which, if you took out of your body right now and plopped on the table, would look like 5 ugly pounds of sludge. Hi, like I said, my name is Megan C. I live in Broadway, Virginia with my daughter Mason and my fiance Mike. Today, I'm happy, I'm healthy. I bounce out of bed every morning with the enthusiasm of a kid on Christmas morning, and then take a quick glance in the mirror at the woman with the lean waist and beaming smile staring back, who I can barely quite believe is me. I'm now engaged to the man of my dreams, and I have the kind of childlike energy, vitality, and vibrant health that means I now get to live my life the way I'd always hoped. Be a good mother to Mason and watch her grow up. Life is good now. As you know, it wasn't always like this. You see, I always struggled with my weight. Even from a young age, I stood out as the fat girl, the outsider, and I often felt lonely because of it, ashamed of the way I looked and lacking in confidence. I never had a boyfriend in high school, My dad even offered to pay a local boy to take me to a dance once, which crushed me at the time and made me feel like I wasn't even worthy of love. As I grew older, I continued to battle these inner demons and tried everything to get my weight under control. You name it, I tried it. The South Beach diet, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Atkins, and most recently keto, Noom, and the military diet, which allowed for so little food, I passed out on day 3. I tried low-carb diets, low-fat diets, and everything else you can think of. I paid out thousands of dollars over the years on nutritionists, personal trainers, and gym memberships. But although I lost a little weight on some of those diets and training programs, most of it bounced right back again, and then some, which after many years of failure eventually got me thinking, was it all my fault? After all, there are now over 200 different diets out there. And according to the CDC, Americans are exercising more today than ever before in history. Yet the average weight continues to soar skyward. In fact, failing to help people lose weight has become one of the most lucrative business models in the world because it guarantees customers for life. The greedy and bloated weight loss industry is now worth over $72 billion and rising. Yet the latest research tells us that 95% of diets fail. And even with the few that do briefly succeed, it's been shown that most people regain the weight in as little as a year, plus more on top, which is exactly what happened to me over and over again. But back then, I didn't know why, so I battled on blindly as my weight continued to climb. But it was after Mason was born that my weight really began to spiral out of control. The stress, worry, poor sleep, lack of time to prepare healthy food, and the constant hunger and cravings that came with new mom exhaustion meant I found it harder and harder to keep my weight under control. And every added pound chipped away at my confidence and self-esteem and sucked the joy out of life. I began to dread shopping for new clothes because of how it made me feel when I looked in the mirror. It was exhausting to play with my daughter Mason, and it became harder and harder to take my clothes off at night and put myself out there with my former partner. When the relationship fell apart, I found myself struggling to raise my daughter alone and sank into a deep depression. I ate more food to dull the pain and began to find it impossible to control my hunger, and in particular, my cravings for the worst types of foods. What's worse, I felt like my metabolism had iced up, and my body was no longer able to burn any fat at all. I'll reveal the frightening reason for all this in just a moment. As my weight ballooned, it felt like I was towing a truck whenever I walked anywhere. I was constantly exhausted. I began to suffer crippling brain fog and uncomfortable digestive problems. My back and joints caused me daily agony due to the crushing weight. This affected my mobility, which meant I gained even more pounds. In fact, walking up the stairs became so painful, I went so far as to buy a new home where the bedroom and bathroom were downstairs.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I'd grown to over 400 pounds, and that's when I posted that picture online. Seeing all those comments flooding in was humiliating, and it was the final straw for me. I knew I couldn't let Mason see me like this anymore.
That was the moment I realized I had to try something different, and that's when I made the discovery that would change everything. What more and more Ivy League scientists now believe to be the real root cause of belly fat and unwanted weight gain? The swamp. So how did I find out about all of this? Well, let me tell you a quick story which will explain everything. It was 2 a.m. and I'd set myself down one of those YouTube rabbit holes, desperately searching for help. Now call it fate, divine intervention, or just a much needed slice of luck. But I stumbled on a video of Dr. Robert Knight, a professor of microbial ecology at the University of California, San Diego. Dr. Knight is one of the world's leading experts on the human microbiome, the trillions of microbes or bacteria that live inside our gut.
Or to be more precise, the cecum, a little-known organ that connects the small intestine to the colon. In fact, this organ houses so much gut bacteria that if you took them all out, they'd weigh as much as 5 pounds. And the microbial cells inside us outnumber human cells by at least 10 to 1, meaning we're actually more microbe than human. But I had no idea just how important they were to my weight until Professor Knight said this. Just by looking at the microbes in your gut, scientists can tell with 90% accuracy whether you're lean or obese, compared to 60% if you go by DNA. This was a real eye-opener for me, and I wanted to know why.
So over the next few weeks, I began to research everything I could about the gut microbiome. Eventually, I landed on a bizarre operation that recently took place in Miriam Hospital in Providence, Rhode Island. And this is where things got really interesting. It involved a local mom suffering from a chronic and deadly C. difficile infection. C. difficile is a type of bacteria that multiplies aggressively in the gut. In a desperate Hail Mary attempt to treat the infection, doctors recommended a controversial treatment called a fecal microbiota transplant. In other words, a poop transplant. The goal was to restore a healthy balance of bacteria to kill off the infection. However, the donor was her clinically obese daughter. The operation was a success, but it came with devastating consequences. Before this operation, this Rhode Island mom weighed just 136 pounds and a healthy BMI of 26 and had been lean her entire life. But 1 year after the op, her weight had soared to 170 pounds, an increase of 34 pounds in just 12 months. Her BMI had shot up from 26 to 33, and although she'd been lean her entire life, she was now clinically obese, just like her daughter. Despite a strict medically supervised diet and exercise program, she was unable to lose this weight, and she remains obese to this day. Dr. Colleen Kelly of Miriam Hospital told reporters the woman, quote, felt like there was a switch inside her body, and no matter how much she ate or exercised, she couldn't take the weight off. So as shocking as it sounds, the same fat bacteria that made her daughter obese ended up making her mom obese too. So what was going on here? Well, Dr. Jeffrey Gordon, a professor of microbiology at the Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, found the answer. To put it simply, he and his team performed a clinical study on 4 sets of twins, where one was lean and the other overweight. In the study, which was published in the esteemed medical journal Science, they discovered the gut microbiome of the lean twins was like a beautiful microbial rainforest, brimming with many different types of lean bacteria that supported fat loss and a naturally lean physique. On the flip side, they found the microbiome of the overweight twins was far less populated, less diverse, and dominated by a few species of so-called fat bacteria. The scientists involved in the study compared the gut microbiome of the overweight twins to a stagnant swamp. Professor Michael Fishbaugh, director of the Stanford University Microbiome Therapies Initiative, called this study the clearest evidence to date that gut bacteria can cause weight gain. Dr. Gordon's results were later supported by a much larger study of 3,600 twins at the King's College London and published in a medical journal, Genome Biology, and it found that the overweight twins suffered from this swampy gut too. And they also had much higher levels of dangerous visceral fat around their bellies, which increases the risk of many dangerous weight-related illnesses. This was undeniable proof to me that my gut contained the secret to weight loss. And crucially, that my weight gain was not genetic or had anything to do with an underactive thyroid, a lack of willpower, or anything else doctors had suggested in the past. It also explained why all my diets had failed, and may well have failed for you, even if you've stuck to them like glue. Because as you've seen with your own eyes, whether you're lean or overweight, it all comes down to the makeup and specific types of bacteria that live inside your gut. A rainforest-like gut dominated by a wide variety of lean bacteria means you stay lean. But a swampy gut dominated by a small amount of fat bacteria means you're destined to pack on the pounds, whatever you do. More and more research from world-class institutions like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, and Johns Hopkins now states that it's the root cause of belly fat and unwanted weight gain, especially as we age. Not to mention triggering crippling fatigue, joint discomfort, digestive complaints, low mood, brain fog, headaches, allergies, lifeless skin, thinning hair, and so much more. As you can imagine, when I discovered all this, I was desperate to know exactly how the swamp and this fat bacteria was actually causing my out-of-control weight gain. Because if I could understand it, I'd have a better chance of stopping it. I spent months trying to get to the bottom of this mystery. And it was during this period that my doctor warned me that my vital organs were in serious danger. And if I didn't lose weight and fast, I might not make it through another night. It felt like a race against time so that I could be there for Mason. I was more determined than I'd ever been in my entire life. I spent every waking hour combing through dusty old medical journals, science-heavy research papers, and other boring medical literature, in the hope that I'd be able to put all of the pieces together. Eventually, after countless dead ends and months of frustration, I found the answers I was looking for. And this breakthrough research explains not only my weight gain or yours, but everybody's. To keep things simple, more and more scientific studies now show that certain gut bacteria demand sugary, fatty, and processed foods, all the foods that make you put on weight, and which now make up a massive 60% of the standard American diet. Crucially, the more of these foods you eat, the more these fat bacteria thrive and multiply, and eventually starve out all the friendly lean bacteria in your gut microbiome. And that's bad news for your waistline. According to pioneering new studies, including those published in the Journal of Bacteriology and Neuron, when the bad guys take control of your gut microbiome, they're able to hijack the hormone leptin, which controls your appetite. So you constantly eat more calories than your body needs without ever being aware of it. Added to that, they take over something called your vagus nerve, which is the direct communication line between your gut and your brain. As scary as it sounds, what's playing out here is as simple as mind control. They're able to manipulate your cravings like a puppet master and even change your taste buds. So you literally can't resist the sugary, fatty, and processed foods they need to survive and thrive. So if you ever felt like you had no control over your hunger or late night cravings, or wondered why your mouth waters at the sight or smell of certain foods, this is why. Added to that, they also cause gut inflammation, which activates your body's fat trigger, signaling to the brain that your body is in distress and telling it to store fat instead of burning it. Worse still, once you've got those fatty, sugary, and processed calories in your body, the fat bacteria wants them to stick around so they can use those calories for energy when they want. So they slowly digest these foods to keep them around for longer. In other words, they gradually ice over your metabolism, which means your body burns fewer calories for energy and stores away more of those calories as fat, day after day. And like I said, the more sugary, fatty, and processed foods you eat, the more these fat bacteria multiply, completely starving out your friendly lean bacteria, which would normally regulate your appetite, cravings, fat storage, and metabolism, and keep you slim and healthy. When I discovered this, it all finally made sense. It explained how my own hunger and cravings had spiraled out of control and why my metabolism had iced over to the point where more and more fat just kept accumulating on my body, whatever I tried to do. It explained why I found it almost impossible to stick to all the diets I tried. It explained the average American's rising weight that began to take off in the 1960s with the introduction of high fat, high sugar, and heavily processed convenient foods. And of course, it explained how the poop transplant caused a previously lean Rhode Island mom to become clinically obese in just 12 months. So with all of this evidence staring me in the face, it was now blindingly obvious to me that gut bacteria contained the secret to losing weight. So I could finally regain control over my hunger, cravings, fat storage, and metabolism. Lose weight so that I could be there for Mason. But of course, I didn't know where to start. I wasn't a doctor or a scientist. I had no idea what I was doing. Excited, I purchased some supplements online from one of the biggest and well-known brands in the country, which claimed to be able to repopulate my gut with lots of species of good bacteria. But despite seeing a few pounds of weight loss, the results were depressing. But I wasn't about to give up yet. After some more obsessive late-night research, I finally got the break I needed that helped everything fall into place. I discovered that Japan has the lowest rate of obesity in the entire world, at just 3.6%, compared to America's 42.4%, and the average Japanese citizen is 40 pounds lighter than the average American, despite the Japanese eating just as much fast food. More and more scientific research suggested this Japanese paradox was likely down to the types of bacteria in fermented foods that make up so much of the traditional Japanese diet, which ensures their gut microbiome never falls into this swamp-like state. So I started adding as many fermented foods to my regular diet as I could, whatever the cost. Nothing was off limits, however bad it smelled or tasted. I'm talking strange, sticky specialty foods like miso paste, which I added to soups, stir fries, fish, and chicken dishes. Miso is made from fermented soybeans and smelled awful, as did another Japanese staple called natto, which I had been told smelled like dirty socks, and it did. But at this point, I would have done anything. I spent hours pickling practically every vegetable in a fermenting brine, just like the Japanese do. And I had them on the side of most meals. I drizzled soy sauce on everything. I also ate kefir by the gallon, which is like a thin yogurt, and drank a sour vinegar-like fermented tea called kombucha, which made me want to throw up. On top of all that, I discovered the traditional Japanese diet included drinking green tea practically every day, which multiple studies now show helps to drain the swamp and rebalance the gut microbiome. And of course, also helped to explain why the Japanese managed to stay so lean. Not wanting to leave any stone unturned, I drank genuine Japanese green tea every day too, despite it tasting bitter and awful. I also kept a journal so I could track any weekly weight loss, as well as my pain levels, energy, mood, and other changes I noticed. The results? I shed 9 pounds in a matter of days, and in the first 4 months, I dropped a total of 48 pounds. But you're probably thinking I weighed a lot, right? So it wouldn't be too hard to quickly shed some easy pounds. And you'd be right, I thought the same thing. So I wanted to find out if the weight would keep falling off once those easier pounds had gone. And to my amazement, they did. In month 5, I dropped a further 12 pounds. At the 6-month stage, I dropped around 75 pounds, and on at once. Week after week, month after month, all the ugly, stubborn fat that had plagued me for years was just now leaving my belly, arms, thighs, hips, and face like it now had somewhere better to be. And I blasted through the usual weight loss plateaus that I'd always hit in the past. It was like I'd flipped a switch inside my body, and dropping fat became effortless. But best of all, along with the fat loss came dramatic improvements to my health and vitality. My back and joint problems quickly began to ease up. And because I was no longer in agony, my mobility improved. And this domino effect just kept going, which then gave me so much more energy. With more energy, I was able to spend real quality time with Mason, like taking her to the park, riding our bikes together, and even going swimming, which I now really enjoyed because I could slip into a bathing suit for the first time without feeling shame and embarrassment. My skin started to glow, my hair became thicker and healthier, and my nails grew stronger. My digestion became smoother, and the bloating and discomfort was quickly calmed. I also noticed my memory sharpening, and I had so much more focus at home and at work. My mood was 100 times better too, because every day was now full of childlike excitement and feelings of progress and hope, instead of frustration and fear. And as the weight fell off me, and my waist became smaller and everything else tighter and more toned, I noticed that wherever I went, men were actually staring at me and smiling instead of looking disgusted, which I'd been used to for years. Added to that, to my shock, my old boss not only wanted to rehire me, but he offered me a huge pay increase. And I now earn $20,000 more per year than I did before I lost the weight. But of course, while the extra money was great, it didn't mean a thing if I wasn't around to enjoy it, which is why the biggest plus of all the weight loss was that my vital organs, which had been under so much strain, were finally relieved of all the pressure. And I received the all clear from my doctor, whose jaw practically hit the floor when I walked into his office. Because since I last saw him, my decision to focus on my gut health had helped me drop a whopping 240 pounds and completely transformed my health and vitality. Like I said, I'm now a certified personal trainer, helping others to improve their own lives just like I've done. But don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do any of the exhausting exercise routines, and you won't need to follow the costly, time-consuming, and foul-tasting fermented food plan I follow either. Because as promised, I'm about to share with you a simple shortcut instead, a morning ritual that takes no more than 17 seconds. And this is where things get really exciting. You see, when people began to see the dramatic transformation in my figure, health, and the beaming smile that stretched from ear to ear, they were practically kicking down my door to find out how I'd done it. And I desperately wanted to help them. There was a problem. Not a single person wanted to follow what I'd done. I mean, eating all those fermented foods isn't easy. A lot of them tasted awful and were difficult and expensive to source and time-consuming to prepare. I knew this was the answer for millions of Americans struggling with stubborn belly fat and unwanted weight gain. But it became clear to me that unless their life was on the line like mine was, they'd be unlikely to follow it. So with little chance of that happening, I eventually gave up and carried on with my life, happy in my own leaner, healthier body, until I began studying to become a personal trainer with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. This opened up a lot of doors in the health, nutrition, and medical community, and it helped me make the connections I needed to be able to do what I'd always wanted, prove my theory, and then help others experience the kind of life-changing transformation I'd enjoyed, but without any of the hard work, sacrifice, or foul-tasting foods. So with the help of some newfound friends in the medical field who knew my story and understood the significance of what I'd discovered, we threw ourselves into the task of identifying these lean bacteria in an attempt to bring my success to others in a faster and much easier way. But there was another obstacle. With thousands of different bacteria strains in the human gut microbiome, it was like finding a needle in a haystack. We poured through hundreds of medical studies and delved into endless clinical trials from around the world, until eventually, buried deep inside a copy of the British Journal of Nutrition and the National Library of Medicine, we found the first candidate. And it finally unlocked the door to what I firmly believe is a new frontier in fat loss. In a 12-week, double-blind, randomized, and placebo-controlled study, the gold standard of clinical trials, Japanese scientists recruited 210 overweight volunteers and divided them into two groups. The first group drank fermented milk, which included a specific strain of gut bacteria called Lactobacillus gasseri, which, as you may have guessed, can be found in fermented foods. The placebo group drank only the milk. Fast forward just 12 weeks, and the Lactobacillus gasseri group had lost an incredible 8.5% of belly fat. For the average American woman weighing 170 pounds, that's a loss of 15 pounds of belly fat in just 3 months, doing nothing else. Added to that, they also significantly reduced their overall body weight, as well as the amount of dangerous visceral fat around their organs and their BMI and waist size. Crucially, the control group who didn't take the Lactobacillus gasseri showed no changes at all. Even better, when the Lactobacillus gasseri group stopped drinking the milk, the fat loss stopped too, and their weight began to climb again, proving how effective this strain was at draining the swamp, regulating appetite, cravings, and metabolism. But there was more. In another study in Canada, scientists gave 77 overweight women a different lean bacteria strain called Lactobacillus rhamnosus. The other half received a placebo. At the end of the 12-week study, the Lactobacillus rhamnosus group lost an average of 9.7 pounds of fat, twice as much as the placebo group. And in another clinical trial, a third lean bacteria strain called Lactobacillus fermentum produced a 3% drop in body fat in just 43 days, compared to just 1% for the placebo group. In other words, Lactobacillus fermentum tripled the level of fat loss in just 6 weeks. Of course, the discovery of these 3 clinically proven lean bacteria strains explained why those supplements I tried at the beginning of my journey failed to work. Because they didn't contain these 3 lean bacteria strains. And even if they did, they wouldn't have been included in anywhere near the quantities needed to make a difference in my waistline or yours. By the end of our research, my team and I have discovered 9 clinically researched lean bacteria strains, the most effective strains at draining the swamp and helping regulate appetite and cravings, store less fat, and fire up the metabolism for quick, healthy, and sustained weight loss. With this, I knew I had the final real-world proof I needed to take the final step on my journey: the creation of a natural health and wellness company, which I decided to call Lean for Good, because that's exactly what I intend to be now, and that's what I'm confident you will soon become. And it's here at Lean for Good that my team and I, consisting of doctors, nutritionists, personal trainers, and medical researchers, have spent the last 12 months formulating the only weight loss solution that tackles weight gain at the source, the swamp. And we condensed it into small, easy to swallow capsules perfectly designed to deliver these 9 clinically researched lean bacteria strains straight to where it matters. So you can drain the swamp and reap the benefits of a naturally lean microbiome. With that in mind, the name for this unique and powerful formula was obvious. Today, I am very proud to introduce to you LeanBiome. LeanBiome is proof that the world of weight loss is changing. No longer do any of us need to be slaves to the swamp, unable to lose weight or maintain our health no matter how much we diet or exercise. Because what more and more scientists and doctors are finally starting to realize is that when you drain the swamp and repopulate your gut microbiome with the right kind of lean bacteria, those uncontrollable cravings for junk food are quickly calmed. You naturally eat fewer calories each day without even being aware of it. You store less fat, and your metabolism fires up, so you start melting fat like ice cream on a barbecue, meaning you're burning fat, storing less fat, and decreasing hunger and cravings at the same time. And this four-pronged attack on fat is the real secret to losing weight quickly and healthily while revitalizing every aspect of your health, just like I did. And all without needing to pound the treadmill for hours, endure months of misery on the next fad diet that doesn't work, or sacrifice all of your favorite foods. Because remember, when you do choose to indulge in a creamy milkshake or a sugar-covered donut, your fired up metabolism will now burn those calories before they ever get a chance to turn into body fat. And all you need to do to make this happen is swallow LeanBiome with a glass of water each morning, which in my experience takes no more than 17 seconds. Thanks to our exclusive lean bacteria blend containing these 9 proven fat loss strains and a total of 20 billion individual organisms inside each capsule, you're already getting a clinically backed formula that can help you drain the swamp quickly and drop pounds of stubborn fat effortlessly. But as you might have guessed by now, that wasn't enough for me. I was determined to deliver the most powerful results imaginable to my customers. So to ensure you achieve the kind of life-changing weight loss you deserve, I added another very special ingredient to the formula. And it comes all the way from Milan, Italy. It's called Greenselect Phytosome. Greenselect is a next-generation and caffeine-free green tea extract formulated with patented absorption-boosting phytosome technology. I firmly believe that drinking green tea every day plays a huge part in my weight loss journey, because green tea is clinically shown to drain the swamp and rebalance the gut microbiome, and therefore to help to suppress hunger, dampen cravings, and fire up the metabolism, so those excess pounds fall off without you even realizing what's happening. And Greenselect Phytosome helps do this better than any type of green tea you can imagine. In a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial, 50 overweight men and women were given 300 milligrams per day of Greenselect Phytosome and put on a calorie-controlled diet. The other 50 trial participants were put only on the diet. After 90 days, the average weight loss in the Greenselect Phytosome group was an incredible 30 pounds, compared to just 11 pounds for the diet-only group. That's almost 3 times as much weight loss for the green tea group in that 90-day period. You'll be pleased to know that despite the high cost of including it, LeanBiome contains the clinically effective 300 milligram dosage of Greenselect Phytosome to go alongside our exclusive lean bacteria blend. And if that wasn't enough, LeanBiome includes 3 more powerful ingredients, clinically shown in multiple studies to reduce fat storage, keep hunger at bay, and accelerate fat burning. So when you add these ingredients to Greenselect Phytosome and our exclusive lean bacteria blend, I'm sure you can start to imagine the kind of results you can expect.
I just feel like me again, finally. I'm telling you, I will never, ever be without a bottle of LeanBiome.
I have so much more energy now, so much more confidence, and I feel like I can take on the world again.
I just feel 100 times happier, and I'm just so much more confident in myself and my body. I can wear outfits now that I never would have dreamed of wearing. LeanBiome was one of the best investments I've ever made in my life.
I walk into a room and I'm literally standing taller because I'm proud of the way I look and I want to show off my figure for the first time. LeanBiome has been a lifesaver for me. I love it.
Finding this presentation, finding Megan and LeanBiome, I'm just so happy I did it.
LeanBiome is a game changer. Honestly, to anyone watching this, just go for it. You will not regret it.
LeanBiome is the best decision I've ever made. Thank you, Megan, and thank you, LeanBiome.
Okay, I'm guessing you're excited to get your hands on a supply of LeanBiome today. And you should be, because the truth is, this opportunity might not stick around. First, because certain weight loss industry giants, huge names that I'm not legally allowed to say, are doing everything they can to suppress this information.
So I don't know how much longer I can keep this presentation online. The weight loss market alone is valued at $72 billion. That's a huge cash cow that these companies are determined to keep milking, despite the cost to you. Second, there's the issue of ingredient availability. Remember, these key lean bacteria species are in increasingly high demand and difficult to source due to their unique ability to trigger rapid and sustained fat loss. Not to mention Greenselect Phytosome, which can also be challenging to source and has to be shipped all the way to our US headquarters from Milan, Italy. And then there's the other essential ingredients in the formula, which help to strengthen LeanBiome's fat loss effects even further, giving you more powerful and faster results. Of course, we bought bulk quantities of all of these ingredients for this latest batch of LeanBiome, but to tell you the truth, the flood of orders that came in truly blindsided us. For these reasons and more, I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity while it's still available, so you don't miss out on this potentially life-changing transformation in your body, health, and quality of life.
So with that said, I understand that price might be a concern for you right now. Well, first, answer me this. How much is a lean and healthy body really worth to you? $1,000? $5,000? $10,000? Let's be honest, can you really put a price tag on feeling and looking your best and enjoying the health and freedom to live life on your terms? To feel sexier and more desirable than you've felt in years? To look in the mirror and shriek with joy as you watch your belly get flatter each morning and see your butt, thighs, and arms tighten and tone before your eyes? To turn back the clock and reclaim the body, health, and self-assurance you used to have before weight gain reared its ugly head? And smile to yourself when you see the envy in the eyes of others because you know the secret to becoming naturally lean. That's exactly how I feel now. And you know what? It feels amazing. So whatever figure you have in mind, you know as well as I do that taking action today and investing in yourself, your health, and your future will be one of the best investments you could ever make. Because let's be honest, by choosing to do nothing, you'll inevitably be forced to spend hundreds and possibly even thousands of dollars over your lifetime on useless fad diets, expensive gym memberships, gimmicky new age weight loss gadgets, and of course, medical cost. A study in the Journal of Health Economics reported that obesity can cost an extra $3,600 every year in medical spending for things like hospitalizations and prescription drugs. Over 30 years, that's $108,000. Added to that, another study found that for every 14 pounds a woman gains, it knocks almost $2,000 off her annual income, which explains why losing so much weight has helped me earn $20,000 more per year than I did before. But let's put the future aside for a moment and just focus on the immediate costs. What if you decide to go it alone and concoct your own LeanBiome blend? Well, even if you were somehow able to source all of these rare ingredients yourself, it's important to tell you that a 30-day batch will set you back roughly $350. So it would be reasonable to price one bottle at around double that, at least given the capsules offer you the complete formula and eliminate all the hassle of pinpointing the purest doses yourself. But here's the good news. Thanks to today's new customer special offer, one bottle of LeanBiome won't set you back $700. In fact, you won't even have to pay that amount for 6 bottles. That's right, a 6-month supply of LeanBiome won't cost you $700 today, or even $500. It won't even cost you $300. Take a look below. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, maybe even shocked at the extremely generous discounts we've arranged for you today. I often get asked why we don't charge more. It's a good question, and here's why. As you've seen, my own battle with weight gain left me struggling to move, breathe, and function normally, and almost cost me my life. Sure, I don't expect you to be in the same desperate situation I was in back then, but if you're experiencing even a fraction of the misery, frustration, and weight-related health problems I was, then I'm determined to make sure that LeanBiome is within your reach. Because the last thing I want is for price to be a factor in your decision. And second, the last thing on my mind when I began this journey was making money, and it's certainly not an incentive now. My goal is to help you enjoy the kind of transformation I experienced myself, to feel happy and confident in your own body again, and be the best mother, father, wife, husband, grandmother, or grandfather you can be, because that's what really matters in life. So I'm determined to offer the lowest possible prices right now to ensure that you and anyone else who needs help gets that opportunity, particularly during this early phase while we're introducing ourselves to customers.
And of course, I'd much rather see you keep as much of your hard-earned money as possible, rather than hand it over to the profit-hungry weight loss industry giants for the rest of your life, only to get nowhere. Another reason we're offering the lowest possible prices right now is because we'd also like to gather positive reviews and see our excited customers share their results on social media. This will enable us to spread the word even more and help more people. And that brings me to another important point. As you've seen, because of the cutting-edge nature of this formula and its unique ability to target the root cause of weight gain, LeanBiome is producing remarkable results for our customers. And because of that, this presentation is now being shared all over the internet, which means this latest batch of LeanBiome is running low, and I can't be sure when another batch will become available. As I've explained, ingredient availability is always a problem. Even at the best of times, our manufacturing facility takes 2 to 3 months to source and produce a single batch of LeanBiome. So I recommend you order your supply now while you can, and take advantage of these special introductory prices before this offer disappears. And in particular, our heavily discounted 3 and 6 month options. First, because you'll save more money, but more importantly, stocking up on a larger supply of LeanBiome will ensure you achieve real, long-lasting fat loss, and that's what we want. Remember, those clinical studies on Lactobacillus gasseri, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, and Greenselect Phytosome lasted for 90 days. And as it's clear to see, the longer you take LeanBiome, the more you'll tip the balance in your favor of a lean microbiome, and the more fat you'll lose, while a 30-day starter bottle will begin to drain the swamp of fat bacteria and kickstart your fat loss. A 90-day supply will help drain the majority of the fat bacteria and really begin to tip the balance in favor of a lean microbiome, and therefore give you the kind of noticeable results you deserve. And finally, a 180-day supply of LeanBiome will ensure your gut microbiome is transformed for the long term, meaning your cravings will be under your complete control. You'll happily eat fewer calories each day without even noticing, and feel satisfied after every meal. And your metabolism will be burning red hot like a jet engine, so you can finally experience all the joys of becoming naturally lean. And that is why most new customers are selecting the heavily discounted 6-bottle option. And I really can't stress that enough, because stocking up today isn't just going to be great news for your waistline and overall health, it's going to save you heaps of money in the long term. The truth is, at these introductory prices, we're just about managing to break even. And with LeanBiome proving so popular, these discounts could be removed at any moment. After all, unlike many other companies, we refuse to cut corners. We only use the finest quality, clinically backed ingredients. And despite the costs, we're committed to sparing no expense on the manufacturing process either. LeanBiome is meticulously produced and stored in our state-of-the-art, FDA-inspected, climate-controlled, and good manufacturing processes certified facility right here in the USA. This guarantees the strictest standards in terms of quality control to ensure the finest, purest, and most effective product imaginable. It's an expensive process with many steps, but here at Lean for Good, we won't settle for second best. Added to that, when we formulated LeanBiome, we were determined that our lean bacteria blend would enter your gut alive and ready for action. Remember, the bacteria inside each capsule are living organisms, and they need to stay that way. That's why every single one of the 20 billion organisms you'll be taking each day is protected by cutting-edge and patented DR capsules. The DR stands for delayed release. This means that instead of the capsules dissolving once they reach your stomach acid and all of the lean bacteria getting killed before they can even get to work, they're instead transported in an advanced and uniquely protective acid-resistant coating that acts like an armored car, meaning the maximum amount of good guys survive your stomach acid and arrive safely in your gut microbiome, where they're then released to work their magic. On top of that, you need to factor in our customer service team, ready to help you with your orders, and the fact that we're currently offering free shipping. Yep, you heard that right. For a strictly limited period, we're absorbing the shipping cost to the US when you order the larger package. And that's another reason why I recommend selecting that package today. Because this free shipping offer definitely won't last long. We simply can't afford to keep it running. So choose your savings below, and we'll rush your order to you right away. And here's something else you're going to love. We understand that some people will be on the fence, even after they've seen the huge limited time discounts below. So I'm not just going to promise life-changing fat loss.
I'm going to guarantee it with our industry-leading 6-month empty bottle money-back guarantee, regardless of the package you choose. I'm so confident you'll be head over heels thrilled with the results you get. Then I'm giving you a full 6 months to try LeanBiome for yourself, completely risk-free. If you change your mind for any reason at all, simply contact our friendly customer support team via phone or email, and we'll refund 100% of the purchase price, no questions asked. Our contact details will be on the packaging. That's right, whether you decide to save money on 1 bottle, 3 bottles, or 6 bottles of LeanBiome, we're going to give you a whole 6 months to enjoy the results for yourself, and then decide. Even better, we'll still refund every penny, even if you swallowed every last capsule. Yep, you get your money back, even if all your bottles are empty. I can't make it much fairer than that, right? So one way of looking at it is that it's not a payment at all. It's more like a refundable deposit. You're welcome to take advantage of our empty bottle money-back guarantee and claim a refund at any time over the next 6 months. But based on emails I receive nearly every day from overjoyed customers, I think it's much more likely you'll want to send me an email sharing your incredible results, just like these happy people, and many more like them. Also, let me assure you, this is a one-time payment. There are no subscriptions or hidden charges of any kind. And you don't need to worry about the ordering process either. When you select your savings, you'll be sent through to our secure ordering page, which uses 256-bit encryption technology, the same technology used by Amazon and the world's biggest banks. So you can be completely confident your information is 100% safe and secure. So go ahead, select your savings from the options below, completely risk-free for a whole 6 months, regardless of the package you choose, and start enjoying the same life-changing transformation that these happy men and women have already enjoyed after finding this presentation before you and claiming their own supply. Our warehouse team is ready and waiting to package up your order and send it your way. Also, it's important to note that every bottle of LeanBiome has a 2-year shelf life. So together with our 6-month empty bottle money-back guarantee, there's absolutely no risk in stocking up today. Now, at this point in our conversation, I imagine you're ready to jump on this opportunity, claim your savings before this batch of LeanBiome runs out, and make the smartest decision you can make today. But before you do, I'm going to make this deal even sweeter for you. As you can see, when you order a 3 or 6 month supply of LeanBiome today, you'll also receive a special bonus absolutely free. It's called 21 gut-friendly smoothies for faster fat loss. It's been specially created for use alongside LeanBiome, and it's designed to help you enjoy even stronger, faster results. And it will also allow you to get a head start while you wait for your LeanBiome order to arrive. These specially created smoothie recipes contain easy-to-source and science-backed ingredients proven to promote a healthy and lean microbiome, giving you faster and more noticeable fat loss results. They take just a few minutes to prepare and taste delicious, making them a great option for a quick breakfast or afternoon snack. Let's be clear, drinking these smoothies isn't something you have to do, but if you'd like to accelerate the transformation in your gut microbiome, this is the easiest way to do it. You can even take LeanBiome with one of these smoothies each morning. When you combine LeanBiome with 21 gut-friendly smoothies for faster fat loss, you will have everything you need to unlock the door to rapid, effortless, and long-lasting weight loss and a happier, more confident you. Okay, so the way I see it, you only really have 2 options right now. The first option is to simply ignore everything you've just seen and heard. Walk away and continue to spend your money on fad diets, which remember is exactly what the $72 billion a year weight loss industry wants you to do, despite them consistently failing to help you. Because as you've seen, dieting doesn't address the root cause of the belly fat and unwanted weight gain, and never will. And you can accept the inevitable, that your weight will snowball, and every glance in the mirror will be tinged with more frustration, shame, and regret. You'll continue to feel racked with guilt whenever you order dessert because you simply couldn't say no. Your hunger levels will rise further and eventually consume every waking thought. And your metabolism will freeze over like an Alaskan lake in January, making it almost impossible to keep your weight under control. And of course, you can accept that your health will decline further and faster until you potentially end up in the hospital, spending thousands of dollars fighting a weight-related illness, and have become so large that an ex-lover or school friend no longer even recognizes you anymore. Believe me,
I know that feeling, and it's not a nice place to be. So yeah, you could bury your head in the sand and pretend none of this will happen. But as you already know, every day that goes by is another day the swamp gains more control over your weight, your health, and your future. And no amount of dieting or exercise can realistically change that. Of course, I don't want you to continue on this path, and I know it's not what you want either, which is why I'm presenting you with option 2 today, the smart option. By giving you the chance to quickly drain the swamp and transform your gut microbiome with 9 newly discovered lean bacteria strains clinically shown to promote healthy and sustained fat loss. Together with Greenselect Phytosome, a cutting-edge, patented and rare ingredient from Milan, Italy, which has been clinically shown to help overweight subjects drain the swamp, revitalize their gut microbiome, and drop 30 pounds in just 90 days, 3 times more weight loss than the diet-only group, making LeanBiome a truly unique and powerful formula. And the best part is, you can try it for yourself right now, completely risk-free for a full 6 months. If you decide to take up option 2, and I hope you do for your sake, then very soon from now, you could find yourself experiencing the kind of life-changing transformation I enjoyed. After discovering this simple secret to becoming naturally lean, a secret that has given me back my life, my self-confidence, my hope for the future, and helped me meet the man of my dreams, who I'm now engaged to. A future where I finally have complete control over what I eat and how much, and get to enjoy my favorite treats when I want, because I'm now in control of my hunger and my cravings. And I also know that my metabolism is burning so hot it never lets those extra calories turn to fat. A future where I finally get to wear what I want, like figure-hugging dresses and summer outfits, and for the first time in my life, love what I see in the mirror. A future where I regularly have to pinch myself because I'm so happy and confident in my own body, and actually feel attractive and desirable. But most important of all, a future where I'm around for Mason and can be there fully for her every step of the way. Spend real quality time together and watch her grow up. So that's my story. But now it's about you and your future. How's that going to look? The answer is up to you, and right now is decision time. Before you make it, I'd like you to do me one small favor right now. Imagine yourself a few months from now having lost the weight you'd love to lose. Picture yourself looking in the mirror at your flat stomach, trim waist, toned legs and arms, and beaming smile. Feels good, doesn't it? Now hold on to that feeling, because that's the kind of happiness LeanBiome delivers. Thousands of men and women all over the country are finally discovering the secret to becoming naturally lean. And this is your chance to join them. To join the Lean for Good family and transform your body and your life faster than you could even imagine. So make the right decision. Make the only decision you can make for both yourself and your family. Select your supply below. Take advantage of these limited time introductory discounts before this batch of LeanBiome runs out, and get started on the road to becoming naturally lean, completely risk-free for a full 6 months. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing your success story very soon. Hi, still here? No problem. If you're still here, that tells me 2 things. 1, you're serious about losing weight and improving your health and happiness, and 2, you still have a few questions. It's perfectly okay to have questions. I'm glad you do, so I can help you feel perfectly comfortable trying out LeanBiome for yourself. So here are the answers to a few of the most common questions we receive about LeanBiome. What if I'm not happy? Can I get my money back? Absolutely. If you're not satisfied, we'll gladly give you a full refund. Simply contact our friendly customer support team via phone or email, and we'll refund 100% of your investment, thanks to our no questions asked, empty bottle guarantee. How do I know LeanBiome will work for me? While your personal situation and weight might differ from someone else's, our bodies all work the same. And as this presentation has shown, research now shows our gut microbiome is the key to any future weight gain or weight loss any of us experience. That's why we're so confident LeanBiome will work for you too. I've tried other weight loss supplements in the past. Why haven't they worked for me? No other weight loss product targeted the underlying cause of weight gain, an imbalanced gut microbiome that scientists have dubbed the swamp. And of course, none contain the unique combination of our lean bacteria blend and Greenselect Phytosome, which redresses this imbalance to reduce hunger, curb cravings, and ramp up the metabolism, all at the same time providing you with the complete fat loss solution. How many bottles should I order? To help you stock up and save more money, we have created a special bundle plan consisting of 3 and 6 month packages to go alongside the 1 month option. This is because clinical studies of our key lean bacteria strains together with Greenselect Phytosome show the longer you take LeanBiome, the more effective it becomes and the more weight you'll lose. That's why I personally recommend that you stock up on the 3 or 6 month option while this special offer is running. Plus, LeanBiome has a 2-year shelf life, so there's no risk in stocking up. Can I take LeanBiome if I have food allergies? Yes. To ensure as many people as possible can experience the benefits of LeanBiome, our formula is gluten, sugar, nut, and dairy-free. It's also free of GMOs and is manufactured in a state-of-the-art, FDA-inspected and GMP-certified facility, which ensures the purest product, free from any potential contaminants. So the best advice I can give you is take up this special offer and put LeanBiome to the test for yourself with our 6-month empty bottle money-back guarantee. This means that you've got nothing to lose by trying out LeanBiome today and a brighter, happier future to gain. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next page.